Hello everyone, AsmeB31 here, and today I'm going to teach you how to create a TF2 YouTube video in a step-by-step process. So at first, as an outline, we're going to go over the hardware, software, and licensing requirements. I'll teach you how to record a game, how to edit it using video and audio, and then how to export the video and upload it. So in terms of hardware requirements, you'll need to have a computer that's capable of running TF2 at 30 frames per second. You'll also need a microphone or an external audio recorder. I'm using the Zoom H4n. You'll need Steam, TF2, a YouTube account, an external recording software option, for example, the Open Broadcaster software available at obsproject.com. You'll need video editing software. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. And in terms of licensing requirements, you'll have to make sure that if you have any background audio or anything else in your video that isn't yours, you have to have permission from the creator and the owner. So how to record a game? Well, you open your Open Broadcaster software, you need to customize the software, and then you start running it. So we see here one of my monitors, I have it open, and I've already done this before, but you add a scene, and then you go name it whatever you want. Then you go to the sources side, you add a source, you can choose whatever you want. I like to use game capture. So I select game capture, call it something. I would call it TF2. Then you select TF2 running in the applications window. You might have to select refresh to get it to show up. Then you select whatever options you want by clicking on them. You say, okay, I'll click cancel because I already have it. Then you would select TF2 game, and you would click on the right side, start streaming. Now, before you do that, you'll want to, of course, select your settings. So I'm a native English speaker, so I use English. I leave everything on this general window is stock. In terms of encoding, you want to make sure you're encoding X264. You don't have CBR. I leave my quality balance at 10. I select a max bitrate of 10,000 using 192 bitrate on stereo sound. For broadcast settings, select wherever you want on your computer to store it. I'm using file output only, but for me these settings work well. So then in video, select whichever video card you want. I have two video cards, but I'm going to use my GTX 550 Ti, 192 x 1080p, 30 frames per second, and I don't downscale the resolution. In terms of audio, I don't play with a microphone, so I leave it to whatever default options they have. All of my audio is done as a voiceover using my Zoom H4n after the fact. If you want to add hotkeys, by all means, for the broadcast or the audio, go ahead and do it, but I usually just start recording before I play. Now this is important. You want to use multi-thread optimization, leave the process priority as normal, your CPU very fast, the encoding pattern is main, 0 keyframe interval, use CFR, and then I leave the rest as is. And I found other YouTube videos where they suggested these settings, and I use them, and they seem to work fairly well for me. In terms of the rest of the options that you can set using OBS, I don't really change anything, but I'm just going through them so you can see what they look like. And that's about it. So once you're done, select OK. I'm going to select cancel because I already have it set up. You would check the TF2 game option. Then you would click on the start streaming button or the start recording button, depending on which one you wanted to do, whether it's a stream or you're recording to file. Me, I'm recording to file. So next up is video editing. So once you have a game file recorded, how do you make one into something you're going to upload to YouTube? So the first thing you want to do is create a working directory for everything. Move your audio and video files into the directory. Start Adobe Premiere Pro or whatever other software program you're using. In Adobe Premiere Pro, you want to import everything and then edit the video as required, and then you can add start and end screens or titles as you feel necessary. So this is Adobe Premiere Pro. The first thing you do is select new project, give it a name. So I'm just going to call it Test Scout. Then you're going to want to check the general and scratch dist options to make sure they're okay, and you want to select the location. I already have it selected, so I won't bother changing it. So once you have this open, you want to import your files. You go to the directory, you select whatever you want to do. In my particular case, I have a video of a test scout video. So you click these arrows, then go to the project, click and drag it in, and if we start playing it, eventually it's going to show up, and you'll be able to see some videos, and then we'll crop it as necessary. So okay, there's the TF2 screen, and we're just going to drag it along until we find the video that we want to upload. Okay, so I found the scout, so I'm just going to back out a little bit. Now I like to set this so the scout has appeared but hasn't quite started moving yet. So I'm going to select the razor tool. I'm going to cut the video and the audio just prior. I'll switch back to the selection tool, delete it, and then I'm going to push everything over to the 0 time to keep it lined up with 0. Then I will continue moving along. And there's another option you can do where you can record your game directly in TF2, and then you can use it later on to output a whole bunch of image files that you can string together in a movie as well, but I'm not going to cover that here. If you're interested, leave a comment and I can show you how to do that later. So I've skipped ahead a little bit in the video, and I'm trying to find a place where I die. Okay, so it looks like I'm killed here, so there's the death, and there's the person who did it. So I'll pause there, back it up just a little bit. There we go. And that looks like a good place, so I'll cut it here, and I'll delete everything past that point. So we have a nice short video. So the next thing you want to do is you want to save it. So now we want to import some title screens. So I'll go to a previous video I had made, and we'll grab the start and end titles. I'll pull the start screen in, pull my end screen. If you've seen any of my other videos, they all look more or less the same, and I use the same screens, and I just change the words on them. So this was Scout on Badwater Basin instead of Medic, and think up a witty title. Oh boy, I don't know. How about, yeah, One Life to Live, because it was a very short Scout video. And then you go to the end title, and you change the same. So Scout on Badwater Basin, and we'll call the video One Life to Live. Great. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add some video transitions. So the one I like to use is either a slide or an iris. Sorry, a wipe. No, I think it was a slide. Yeah, a slide or an iris. So I'll put the slide down between the end of the video and my end screen, and I'll just drag the mouse over here, and we'll just test it to see if it looks how I like it. Yep, there we go, and the end screen drags across. Usually between deaths I like to use the iris, which is a bit of a circle transition. So I save it, and now it's getting into the audio recording. So you turn on your audio recorder, you start recording your audio, you copy the files to your working directory, you import them into your video editing program, and then you adjust it as necessary. And then you follow it up with adding some background music if you have permission to do that and include it in your video. So back here, we will import, and we're going to select my audio track STE001 and also my favorite song that I use in my videos. Now I add the song first. Nope, what I wanted to do was add my audio track first. And now this STE001 isn't actually an audio track. I didn't make one for this video, but pretending it was, we would play it along until we find the point on the audio track where it's starting recording. Let's say, for instance, it's at this point. So I would delete what happens before that. Then I would take the audio track, line it up with the beginning, and then I would line up this bar here with the very end, and you can press up or down on your keyboard to get it lined up. But let's just say it ended there. You can extend your title screen how long it plays by clicking on it and dragging it over. So then what we'll do is add the sound that the background music for the end of the video that I like to include. So I drag it in and I line it up. Oh, this seems like a good place. And then I'm going to add an exponential fade. So this algorithm that's added, or this function that's added, will provide a transition duration that lets me slowly increase the sound using an exponential function. And you can change how much time you want to have that occur over. I usually pick something like 2 seconds. So then we go to the end, and you might have to, well, I clip off the song first, and then I'll add another exponential fade to the end of it. Or you don't have to, it depends what you want to do. So next, exporting the video and uploading to YouTube. You want to make sure you have these settings down. You want 30 frames per second, you want square pixels, you want VBR 2-pass encoding, you want maximum depth and maximum render quality. In terms of sound, I mean, if you're recording at 192 or 128 bits per second, or kilobits per second, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So select whatever you like. So there's my video settings: render at maximum depth, 2-pass, our bitrate is 10 or 12 megs per second. I'm using maximum render quality. You look at the audio, the multiplexer, the captions, publishing, effects. There's nothing here that I want to change. It's the only thing I ever change is the video. So then change your save location, give your output file a name. So I'm going to call it test scout. And then I'm going to select export. The file should be about 77 megs, and through the magic of video editing, you can see the computer went from 2 or 3% to 95%. Now I'm using an 8-core i7 477K, so it's fairly fast and it actually doesn't take too long to do this. But if your computer's faster or slower, that's okay. It's just recording, or it's just rendering and then saving the file. It takes as long as it needs. So next up is the exporting the video and uploading to YouTube. So in order to do this, what you're going to need is a YouTube account, and you select your channel. It's actually called My Channel. You click the upload button, you drag the video file into the upload box, you put in your basic information, including title, description, tags. If you want to monetize the video by including ads, then you turn it on and follow the instructions. You have to have another account that you link to do that. It's fairly easy to set up, and the instructions are straightforward. In terms of advanced settings, then I select category as gaming, and I add a title of the game. And when everything's ready and uploaded, you can select publish. So here we can see exactly that. We get on my account, we click upload. I'll just drag the file from another monitor. You won't be able to see it, unfortunately, but I'll drag it from another monitor over to the window like so. Now the test scout video is uploading, so we can change the title where it says test scout if you want. We can add some information that appears under it where I'm typing right now. This is the video of the scout on Badwater Basin. And in terms of tags, maybe we'll add scout, Badwater Basin. I type enter after each tag. I usually put my username there. And we click on translations. Nope, everything's English, it's fine. Monetization, sure, let's add ads to it. Advanced settings, it's definitely gaming. The game title is Team Fortress 2. So then we go to the caption certification, and absolutely this is never aired on television anywhere. So then you would click publish. So I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. Leave me a comment or send me a message if you are having trouble with this, and we can see if we can help you out. But I mean, it's very straightforward, really. If you can play TF2 at 30 frames per second minimum, and you can download the OBS software, that means you can record the game. You can use any microphone to record audio. You don't even have to record audio if you don't want to. It's fairly easy to use YouTube to find background music that has no licensing requirements for you that you're allowed to use in your video. You'll have to figure out which type of video editing software you want to use, but use Google or any other search engine as your friend to figure that out. And once you've edited your video and then uploaded it to YouTube, you're ready to go. So again, let me know if you have any trouble with this, and I'm wishing you all the very best. Goodbye.